Good morning, it's Kate from Grow Your Own Joy, and it's Saturday, October 1st. It's a rainy day in my garden. It's not doing much right now. Things are kind of drying off, but I did want to show you inside my greenhouse because it's still doing really well. It does need a little bit of water, so some things are pretty wilty. I'll water that today, probably with some rainwater that I captured in a bucket. Hasn't been sitting right very long. It's raining right now. But I do have some peppers growing in here. And I also have, so like, see, this one's really dry. It needs water. But I do have some peppers still growing in here. And they're doing very well. And I had things get mowed down by an animal that got it in here, but things are starting to come back. There's some Swiss chard, some more peppers, a tomato plant, and then I have these peas that I started in here, and these got completely eaten by the animal too, but they did recover. And then there's some kale in there that is starting to come back from the attack too. So hopefully this stuff will keep going for a little while. It does stay significantly warmer in here. I just need to remember to come out and stay on top of the watering, despite the fact that everything else in my gardens is pretty much slowing down. I'm still getting some tomatoes and some other things, but not a whole lot. Let me turn you around. So I am dressed in my comfy clothes. I did have an appointment this morning that I was up early for, and my parents were away camping, so I went to feed their cats. And now I'm going to go make a grocery list and do my grocery shopping. I did stop at CVS this morning, and I'll show you what I got from there. And I stopped at the freezer at my parents' house. It's my freezer. I just keep it there because we don't have space yet. And I'll show you what I grabbed from the freezer to cook this week too. So let me take about 20 minutes, see what we have on hand, come up with a meal plan, come up with a grocery list, and I'll be back. I need to do some cleaning in here, so please ignore my counter. But here's the toothpaste I got at CVS. Here are some waffles that I grabbed out of the freezer at my mom's house to put into my freezer for breakfast for the week. And let's see what else I have. I grabbed some chicken thighs to make curry. For the meatballs that I pre-made, they're fully cooked and frozen. Those are going to go in a crock pot with my homemade sauce from last week that I was able to put in the freezer, and this hot Italian sausage, and that will be one of the meal prep things that I do this week. So a curry, a pot of meatballs, and sausage. I like having soup at work, so I had this vegetable beef soup that I can easily put in the Instant Pot. At some point this week, I'm going to let it thaw a little bit because I have the beef packaged separately in here in another bag, and it's frozen to the rest of the vegetables. I believe all I have to add to this is some stock, and I have some home canned turkey stock that I will add to it. Yes, this is very old, but it was at the bottom of my deep freezer, and I feel safe eating it, so we'll use that up this week as well. So this is the state of my countertop. Definitely need to get that under control. But right now, I am going to start my meal prep for the week by putting meatballs and hot Italian sausage. They're both frozen. I took them out of the freezer like an hour and a half ago, maybe. And I took the frozen sauce out of the freezer before I went to the grocery store. And I think it's thawed enough that I can dump that in. So I'm going to put all of that in the oh, can't talk. Another day where I can't talk. Put all that in the crock pot on low for quite a while so that can cook up, and we can have that for a meal this week and some lunches. So here's my hot Italian sausage. Cut that open and get it in here. This is from a family pack that I got reduced. Well, not even reduced. I think it was just on Manager Special and divided up into smaller packages. So I'll put that in. These are the meatballs that I made. I think I posted this on my Instagram. These are the meatballs that I made from the ground beef that had been in my freezer a long time and I needed to do something with it. So I made a bunch of packages of meatballs. they're pre-cooked, but they'll soak in the sauce and take on that flavor. And they'll also give the sauce good flavor. They have a lot of seasonings in them. So I'm putting those in. And here are my containers of pasta sauce that I made on the 18th. I made a big batch of sauce from vegetables from the garden and other things I had on hand. And hopefully these are thawed enough that I can dump them in. Nope, need to run them underwater. I don't know if one sauce is going to be enough, so I'm going to let this cook a little and see if it's enough sauce, and if it's not, I will add the second one. This isn't even thawed. I'm going to pop it back in the freezer just in case I don't end up needing it. All right, so I dropped some stuff all over my list. I'm definitely a mess today, but that's fine. Just going with it. Here's what I came up with based on ingredients that I already have in my kitchen and what I need to buy. List is a little longer today because my husband is out of a lot of things that he normally uses, so I added those to the list, and I'll tell you what those are. So I'm doing a curry with chicken and using up some veggies that are in my house. I actually just realized that I have to check to make sure I have coconut milk. I think I do. I pulled the chicken thighs out of the deep freezer, so that got something out of there. And then we have tons of rice on hand, so that'll use some rice up. I have those cooked meatballs I showed you that I prepped earlier this year, beginning of September maybe. I didn't write sausage. I have hot Italian sausage I'm going to put in here, and then the frozen sauce that I made from the garden last week, or the week before. Everything's blending together. I'm going to buy some broccoli to do with that, and I was going to do lemon potatoes, but I actually have Alfredo sauce left from my white sauce pizza last week, so we're going to make a little bit of Alfredo pasta. I have that bag of veggie beef soup, the freezer meal. We're going to make that. I have some hot dogs in my fridge we need to use up, and a pack of burgers that are getting freezer burnt in my freezer, so we'll use those up with some tater tots, and I'm going to get a bag salad. Walden sends, sometimes they do pre-cooked pulled pork, so that's in my freezer. We'll do that with some barbecue sauce and some veggie sides, or we'll make pulled pork quesadillas. I haven't decided on that. I'll have to look and see if there are any clearance veggies that I pick up that we can use. I have a clearance package of scone mix that's been kicking around, so we're going to make some scones. And then some goals for this weekend is to can some applesauce with the apples we got apple picking a week ago, 2 weeks ago. And just to do a processing of whatever garden produce odds and ends are still left after I do my meal planning. My meal prepping, sorry. So I kind of divide things into dairy, things in the aisles, frozen food, and produce. So in the dairy aisle, we need cottage cheese, some yogurt, oat milk, coffee creamer for me. The oat milk is from my husband. Cottage cheese is one of his snacks during the week, but I eat it too. I'm going to buy some eggs. We had a bunch of eggs randomly go bad, and we've never had that happen. We've just been so busy that I don't think we've been making as much breakfast. So I'll try to use up some extra eggs this week in some way too, so the rest of them don't go bad, but we'll need some fresh eggs, so I'll buy those. Sour cream. Could use some more salad dressings. My husband wants chips. I'm gluten-free, but my husband sometimes, very rarely, but sometimes asks for some bread, so bread for Kevin. Some ketchup. We have one in the fridge, but we don't have any in our storage, which is strange for us, so I'm going to pick up some ketchup to keep in the cabinet. We're completely out of maple syrup, which is also very strange for us, so I'm going to pick up some maple syrup. Normally, I would go to Costco, but I share a Costco membership with my parents, and they are away. So have to get that at the grocery store. I also have some, cans to return to get some money back for that. So maybe I will use that. I go to a different store than I do for everything else to do that return. Maybe I'll pick up the maple syrup there and use the money that I got back from the cans. My husband wants some breakfast sausage. I actually have some in the deep freezer, but I forgot to grab it. So I'll just buy some. That's fine. For produce, I'm going to get some broccoli, some bags of salad, and see if there is any clearance vegetables. I will also check the meat section and a few other places in the store where they clearance out items, and if there's anything I see that we could use, I will grab it. And I'll be going to the store shortly, and I'll show you what I got when I get back. So I went to 2 grocery stores today. I went to Hannaford and Market Basket. Hannaford is where I do my bottle and can returns because Market Basket rejects half of my cans. Don't know why. So I picked up a 6-pack of the V8 juice. I just had a craving for it. That happens sometimes. And I had my bottle returned, so I ended up getting the V8 juice for $2.04. And then Market Basket, here's a look at this grocery haul, and it was $88.42. For the sake of going quick, I am only going to tell you about the really good deals that I had, the clearance items, and everything else, the prices will be up on the screen. I'm gluten-free, but my husband sometimes asks for bread, so I got him this potato bread. I picked up some eggs. I really like this goddess dressing, or I used to, but the one that is not light actually has wheat in it, and I can't have that, so I figured I would try the light one and see if it tastes roughly the same. This seems to be okay for what I cannot eat. I picked up a ketchup as a backup. Has been some sour cream and onion kettle chips. Those are one of our favorites. Picked up some breakfast sausage. Everything was really picked over today, so I'm surprised they even had this because the whole section was pretty much empty. These are my favorite yogurts right now, especially the vanilla and cinnamon. It's so good. And then I got 2 blueberries, so those will be for work lunches. I got a bag of salad greens, baby spinach. Coffee creamer was really picked over, so I got this vanilla bean one. Not my favorite, but it's what they had. They had reduced limes, a whole bag. Was $1.49, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's at least 10 limes in there. That's pretty good. Got 2 yellow onions and avocado. Last week I bought some avocado to make a dip with a mix that I have for snacks, and I did not buy enough avocados, so I picked this one up. The other 2 are in the fridge, so hopefully I'll be able to make that today. Picked up some organic broccoli, oat milk for my husband, maple syrup. My husband likes that in his iced coffees. Got cottage cheese, which is a staple around here. We really like these Cholula hot sauces, so I got a green pepper one and the chili garlic. If you have not tried this chili garlic sauce, it's really good. And I don't know if I said I got spinach, but I got baby spinach. So I'll walk around the other side now. I got these hash brown patties. We really like those for breakfast, especially on weekends. And then there was a guy there marking down chicken. And I had mentioned to him, he was only marking down the conventional chicken and not the organic. And I said, oh, do you plan on doing any markdowns on the organic chicken? And he said, yeah, I need to get rid of it. If you see anything that expires within the next 3 days or needs to be sold within the next 3 days, let me know and I'll mark it down for you. So I found these chicken breast cutlets that needed to be sold by today. And I'll freeze these or cook them up today and then freeze them. We'll see. So I got these for 73 cents, 49 cents a pound. That's an awesome markdown. I think they were originally, I don't know, let me look. They were originally $7.99 a pound, and I got it for 49 cents a pound. And then also this whole chicken that needed to be sold within the next few days, I got for 49 cents a pound. They had so much chicken that needed to be used up or sold quickly. It was originally $16.72 and I paid $2.33. So great deal. If there was more, I would have purchased it, but there was not. There were a lot of other people that I saw that were looking for meat deals while they were there, and I made sure to point out to them the other whole chickens and chicken products that were 49 cents a pound, and a lot of people were buying them and putting them in their deep freezers, and that was great find. I love this stir fry mix, and they haven't had it in probably about a month, and they only had a few bags, but I picked up 2, and this will probably be on the menu plan next week. I just wanted to grab it when I see it because I don't know when I'll see it again. And then there's the V8. I'm not sure if I showed you at the beginning. Here's a look at the meatballs and sausage bubbling away in the crock pot. I wanted to take a minute and show you this. I've been going to yard sales, and one of the yard sales that I hit last week, and actually a yard sale that I hit I think the week before that, there were some ladies who used to, hi, you want to be in the video? There were some ladies that were getting rid of their canning jars. They used to can, they don't do it anymore. And in my opinion, the older vintage canning jars are way better. So I have these jelly jars and some other boxes of mason jars still in the original boxes, which is pretty awesome. So I don't think I paid more than $6 a box for any of these, which is unheard of in this area right now. And they're nice vintage ones. I also have a box of them in my kitchen that I got from a yard sale about a month ago that I've run through the dishwasher at my parents' house. And then because we don't have a dishwasher yet, we're working on that too. So just something else that I picked up. And then the cats have been scratching and getting this cardboard everywhere. I'll have to vacuum later. I got this Little Jars Big Flavors book. I don't think I paid that $5. That was at the yard sale. And then they had some like really old cookbooks, and I thought they were so cool. So I love soup. I picked up this vintage soup book to take a look at and see if there's anything in here that I would like to cook. With all my allergies, sometimes the older recipes are better for me because, okay, I have the best helper. Because they have simpler ingredients. So I picked up that soup book. So this is a compilation from like a fundraiser that was done a long time ago, and a woman just gave it to me. She said it was her grandmother's, and she would like someone who would appreciate the recipes to have it. So I took that, and I can't wait to try some of these older recipes. Got these because I thought they were so cool. These are Presto pressure cooker little cookbooks that had come with these pressure cookers, and I remember that my grandmother used to use these pressure cookers in her kitchen. I have a Presto pressure canner, and I have an Instant Pot as my pressure cooker, but I thought that these recipes might actually apply to using in my Instant Pot. So I figured I would take a look at these and see if there's anything that I could learn from them. I think I paid 25 cents each for them, but pretty cool and very simple ingredients, especially when you're trying to keep the cost down on things. So I thought those were pretty interesting to look at.